I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will understand what is mapping notation. The question here is, write the following functions using mapping notation. We have two functions here. The first one is f of x equals to 2x minus 1, and b is y equals to 1 over x minus 1 where x is not equal to 1. Let me first give you some background on mapping notation. Normally we have mapping diagrams in which we are mapping one group of elements to another with the help of arrows. Arrows originate from the domain and terminate in the elements which are part of range. Now if I have a function f of x equals to 2x minus 1, we could actually link each element of x to the element of y or domain to range by this relation. Let us say if x is 0, then y will be minus 1. If x is 1, in that case y will be 1. If x is 2, 2 times 2, 4, 4 minus 1 is 3, and so on. You will notice that in such a mapping diagram, we really cannot write all the real numbers, correct? So there is a restriction. These are all the x values, these are all the y values. You see, there are restrictions. We cannot really use mapping diagram to illustrate this kind of an example. So what do we have? We have mapping notations, and that is kind of a background on mapping notations. Now let's answer the question. Write the following function using mapping notation. So this function f of x equals to 2x minus 1 could be written as, in the mapping notation, f, remember right here, f, and that is a convention to be used. So we write colons here and we say x, and this is kind of mapping to 2x minus 1, right? So that is how we really write it. And how do we say it? We say f is a function that maps x onto 2x minus 1. So let me write down. It says f is a function that maps x onto 2x minus 1, right? So that is how we read it. So I hope the mapping notation is very clear now. Let me take another example. Purposely I've written here y equals to 1 over x minus 1, and well, this is a rational function where the restriction is that x cannot be equal to 1. So before writing a mapping notation, we should actually define our function, right? So we say let the function be g, right? And then we'll say g is a function that maps to 1 over x minus 1 where x is not equal to 1, and we are going to write this as g is a function which maps x onto 1 over x minus 1 where x is not equal to 1, right? Is that clear, right? So we'll read this as g is a function, let me write it down. Read it as g is a function that maps x onto 1 over x minus 1 where x is not equal to 1. That is how you read it, right? And that is how you write it. I hope this convention is clear to you. Sometimes in test papers you may see this convention, and that's the reason why I've taken up this video. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.